Good morning, class. The title of our lesson today is about sexual harassment prevention. And so let us start the discussion right away. According to Oxford Languages, sexual harassment is a behavior characterized by the making of unwelcome and inappropriate sexual remarks or physical advances in a workplace or other professional or social situation. When you say unwelcome, it means that you don't like it, you dislike it. You could accept the offer, but it doesn't mean that you really like it. And maybe you really just need something in return. The word inappropriate means that it is not right or it shouldn't be. In the workplace, you should not be told sensitive words by your employer or your workmates, even if in the form of jokes. Your hair, your hands or shoulders should not be touched without your permission. Or even if it seems like you like it, it is not appropriate for your workmates or your employer to touch any part of your body. On the website of United Nations, sexual harassment is an unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, and other verbal or physical conduct of a sexual nature when first submission to such conduct is made either explicitly or implicitly a term or condition of an individual's employment. Or second, submission to or rejection of such conduct by an individual is used as basis for employment decisions affecting such individual. Or third, such conduct has the purpose or effect of unreasonably interfering with an individual's work performance or creating an intimidating, hostile, or offensive working environment. When sex intimacy is made a condition of your being hired or promoted, whether it's told directly or indirectly, there is sexual harassment. Or even if he or she doesn't actually mention the word sex, but taking advantage of you or seducing you by touching your body parts, especially the sensitive parts, and including his or her gestures, even if he or she doesn't touch you. That is sexual harassment. It includes any unwanted comment or action that is sexual in nature. Even if you did not agree to the request for sexual favors and because of your rejection you were not hired or promoted, there is sexual harassment that can be sued. And if the violator is found guilty, he or she will be penalized by imprisonment of not less than a month and not more than 6 months, or a fine of not less than 10K or not more than 20K. But that depends on the discretion of the court, and that is based on how the incident was carried out. If it was really demonic, as if someone possessed the violator because the character is not developed, then in that case, he or she could be jailed plus the fine. It is also sexual harassment when you are intimidated or irritated at the workplace because you are insulted by dirty jokes or of a workmate, even if he or she is not referring to you directly, or maybe his or her gestures towards you or to other employees are inappropriate. That is considered sexual harassment. To understand more about this topic, let me mention to you all those things that are included as sexual harassment from the website of the United Nations. Sexual harassment includes many things. It includes actual or attempted rape or sexual assault. It includes unwanted pressure for sexual favors, unwanted deliberate touching, leaning over, cornering, or pinching, unwanted sexual looks or gestures, unwanted letters, chat, calls, materials of a sexual nature, images, videos, unwanted pressure for dates, unwanted sexual teasing, jokes, remarks, or questions. It includes referring to an adult as a girl, hunk, doll, babe, sweetie, or honey, whistling at someone, catcalls, sexual comments, turning work to sexual topics, sexual stories, asking about sexual fantasies, preferences, or history, personal questions about social or sexual life, sexual comments about a person's clothing, anatomy, or looks, kissing sounds, howling, and smacking lips, telling lies, or spreading rumors about a person's personal sex life, neck massage, touching an employee's clothing, hair, or body, giving personal gifts, hanging around a person, hugging, kissing, patting, or stroking, touching or rubbing oneself sexually around another person, standing close or brushing up against a person, looking a person up and down or the so-called elevator eyes, staring at someone, sexually suggestive signals, facial expressions, winking, throwing kisses or licking lips, making sexual gestures with hands or through body movements. From the book Human Resource Management Principles and Practices by Dr. Doris Loron, two types of sexual harassment. Number one, quid pro quo sexual harassment. This is a Latin word for this, for that. It means that employment benefits or opportunities like promotion becomes the conditions of unwelcome sexual advances when the head of the company or any leader with power and influence with or demand sexual intimacy in exchange for an opportunity, or accompanied with a threat to terminate or demote subordinates. Those are illegal actions, a violation of the Constitution. It is sexual harassment. The second type of sexual harassment is hostile environment sexual harassment. And according to Dr. Laron, hostile environment can take place when unsolicited criticisms and actions interfere with the employee's performance and well-being, or has created a disrespectful or insulting work environment for the harassed employee. The Philstar.com has published an article entitled "Around a fifth of Filipino employees have experienced workplace harassment" on January 2023. Quote, according to the World Risk Pool 2021, more than half of men who experience violence and harassment suffered psychological harassment, while 47% of women respondents reported experiencing the same. The same study also found that 60% of Filipino who have experienced workplace violence and harassment say this has happened 3 or more times. The results of a survey of 1,000 Filipinos correspond to global findings of this study. This is where I will finish our study about sexual harassment prevention. There is no quiz, but this lesson is included in the scope of your preliminary examination.